Alrighty then, folks. Welcome back to Saga. Yes, it's actually on time this time. Surprised? I kind of am too. I didn't actually think I'd get to this. Anyway, so in the last episode I said I was going to train after this. Yeah, it didn't happen. Basically what happens is very soon we get an item that makes training very easy and very nice, and then after we started up the story a little bit before we have to go to the next dungeon, we get access to another mobile suit, which if I were to train with those two, it would make training a lot easier, and it would mean I could upgrade while I train and spend the money that I get from training on other stuff instead of having to spend it on upgrades. Which, both upgrades are going to be really expensive. So we're going to go do that, and then after we get the new mobile suit, I think we're going to go head back to Tohai. So, I didn't actually know this, but you can fast travel there. I never use fast travel. Or at least when I only do it for recording. On my own, I just run to places so I can get the extra training. Because it's really hard to run into golden GMs, so just running to places, you hit them all the time, though, because they're annoying. Which, we just lost Vargas. So we're not actually going to run around using Invisible, we're just going to fast travel to Eisengrad. Oh, and also, the picture of Eisengrad has a hint of what we're about to get. Yes, it's going to be awesome. Well, not what we're going to get right now, but we're going to get in a few minutes. Which, if you don't already have, if you didn't spend the extra E-cap on, like, a Hyzak, or a gun cannon, or a Zaku 2, you might want to think about getting 2 of them. Or if you really want to be special, save them for a little while later whenever you finish up the next part. You get access to a bunch of data from the Neo Zeon mobile suits, and having like a second Bawu is really useful, or like a second Arjarja for Trimi. They never explain how they get back to headquarters, but I assume it's through teleportation, because she does it really fast, since this game's supposed to be a couple of days. Yeah, it doesn't really make sense. Plot doesn't make sense. She's used to getting left. That's how you get commitment issues. But yeah, so Gavinger's staying with us for a while. No, you were just fighting in the middle of the main road. Why wouldn't anyone see you? Or why would anyone see you? Wasn't that already established? Like, when we first met him? Yeah, I don't know how they forbid anything. Like, there's nobody in here, and there's a unicorn... There's a unicorn base, like, not 20 miles from a G system, and they don't stop them from making weapons at all. So, yeah. Or you could just blow up all the G systems. Worked the first time. Okay, but we need to go talk to Hall because we have to report back. Then we can become a sky pirate. Except for not really, but you can always dream. That's the inn room. Never mind. Wrong room. It's where all the beds are. You only go there for events, though. For real stuff, you just appear next to the guy you're talking to. But hey! It's Char! I mean, not Char! Gnarliao! Or Niarl. I'll call him Nari. I think that's how you're supposed to spell it. I don't remember. Dude, he had the guns. Why don't you just make them yourself? You have a G system. Damn it. Except for he did use slave labor in China, which I guess that makes it cheap. Except for giant machines that can build anything. Why we aren't all running around in Zeta Gundams firing nuclear bazookas is beyond me. Well, fact is we don't have the data for it, and there's no way to get the data from mobile suits we already have. Even though multiple times in the story they do the exact same thing, so yeah. Plot holes! He's just thinking of his plans to murder the Zarth family, to get rightful revenge for them killing his fathers. Zarth Daikum. Yes, Zarth Daikum. Now, what were we supposed to do after this? I don't exactly remember. I'm going to go check the place I think it is, though. Oh, okay. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I forget small things like there's an inn that you can use for free for this exact moment. The inn in the pirate base is always free after you do that stuff with the Vargas. So, yeah. There's no point to ever pay for it if you can or fast travel, auto drive. Don't worry, Fritz is just picking up that Gundam. You know, the one she had the whole time. You'll find out about that later. There's active points in the story that proves that she had Gundam the whole time, and yet she gave you a GM because she wanted you all to die. But then again, everyone should be flying around in Zeta Gundams, or if they're new types, using new Gundams, because they can. We literally have machines that build anything. Remember, this is also the universe where masks hide everything. These decisions don't mean anything. The exact same thing happens if you do both. So we're just gonna agree to help. Oh, Taiga. I thought it was Berg. Berg might be the one where we fought that Kaempfer. We should really get one of those. Those are really nice. They're almost better than the Gundam. But first, we must go to the underground mobile suit hangar so he can do something for us. What do y'all think it is? Well, it'll take about 50 seconds to get there, so you'll find out then. Now, if you forgot where this was, or you've never been to the G system, you'd be goddamn confused at this point of the game, but they expect you to have already gone there. It's a Gundam. We have seen one before. This is the underground mobile suit hangar. You gotta assume they store stuff here sometime, besides what we're using. We've already seen it once. Closer up, too, like we were standing at its feet. It makes everyone a new type. Well, as long as you're a 15-year-old kid who hates his parents. Which we don't have parents, so we're an orphan. So we default hate them, right? Hey, we're a new type now. Woo! Everyone in this game is a new type unless otherwise declared. Because everyone can use new type mobile suits. But hey, we got a Gundam. Woo! We're gonna put some spikes on it, but I think we're gonna leave it mostly as it is. But also the good thing about the Gundam, you get the Gundam Shield, which is what we already have, the Gundam Saber, which is much better, and the Gundam Rifle. And this is the completely unupgraded Gundam. I went too fast. Yeah, see at the bottom right, this is completely unupgraded. Much better than the Gaian, even though this is unupgraded. Let's see, 30 armor, 40 armor, 5 speed. I like having a missile shield, but it's not all that worth it. Yeah, focus on melee. Oh, they gave us a missile shield anyway. Okay, so we're going with that. Mainly because I'm too lazy to actually arm ourselves. And so we're going to give Trimi that shield, I believe. Unless she has something else. Yeah, she does. She doesn't have room for a shield, and he doesn't have room for a shield. So, we're just gonna let that Gundam shield sit around. But we have a missile shield now, so we're kind of like a Gaian Gundam. I'm also gonna go strip off all the parts from the Gaian, just because we don't have anyone really focused on melee right now. Trimi's really good for melee, but she's the only one with Gatling fire so far, and, well, that's not useful now. Against the next boss, it's gonna be really useful. Especially if we equipped her with all normal guns. I want to check if all the Gaian parts are better than the Gundam parts. I wouldn't be surprised if they are. A little bit on melee, it's not worth it. 11 for 2 isn't worth it. That's 12 though. It's kind of worth it. This is 18, and it gives you more speed, so totally worth it. Yeah, okay, so that's what we're gonna look like for now. It'll change in a little bit, don't worry. Is this the good wing? I can't remember. Yeah, it is. So, that is what our mobile suit looks like. I'm actually going to change the color in a little bit to make it all white. Or make it all gray. Because the G3 is so much cooler. But now we need to go to Fort Taiga so we can get something. Then we'll go head back to that dungeon. And then the video will be over. It shouldn't be too long because I've already been to Fort Taiga, so it shouldn't be all that hard to get to. If you don't know where it is, it's kind of hard to find, but I've played this game enough. Yep, Hall joins our party. Because he got the scar on his face when he was fighting Garma in a sword fight, and he's embarrassed about it. Like, they even let him wear it to his graduating ceremony when he saw, God, I can't even remember the head zombie's name. Makes it a little less of the working joke. But anyway. I was gonna say Dozel, but that's not right. It might have been Girin, I can't remember exactly. But yay, we got Hall, Char, who's in a Gelgog special, as opposed to us in a Gundam, and he wears a mask. Oh hey, they actually got the horn right. The horn's a communication system, which, it's a transceiver, I should say. It is also where I got the idea for what to equip him with. It's the extra wing, the propellant, giving him more energy and able to do a bunch of damage. Though they don't have extra propellant, they have large type propellant, which makes you slower, but I like it more. Yep. And now we just gotta run through Russia, which we'll probably get into a few battles, but we have a Gundam now, so we're okay. Up until they get Gundams too, then we're kind of in trouble. Oops. Do we need to go around? Yeah. There's this giant lake here for some reason. Like, I don't even think there's anywhere close to the Rhine either. Or not Rhine, Elba. So there's really no reason for it to be there. Yep, we're going in the right direction. I might just cut this traveling scene out, so if it randomly pops to fall dust, then I just cut it out because it's a lot of walking for no reason. But yeah, so we basically walk through this base. You can see it, it's always there. You know, they had this base, the forward base, just sitting there just in case they had to attack one of their own bases. You know, not like they were expecting it or anything. And best part about this is there's no one defending this base. Like, not even somebody watching the door to make sure the Dark Army isn't going through it or stealing all their Magellans. Yeah, there's nothing here. I believe we only go here once more, and this is like one of the least used bases. Almost as much as Fort Berg. But if you go back a little bit and you notice that chest in the beginning, that's where that long-range beam rifle was that I'm having Gavenger use right now. And free chest, EN Max. That charges your character to full energy. That's the closest thing you'll get to charge in this game, which sucks because that's a really useful ability. Oh, and you know that GM from the beginning that we sold? Yeah, that's where it is. They've only rendered a GM on its back. They haven't rendered anything else. So you'll notice that GM everywhere. Like, there was the foot in Tohai, there's the arm in Eisengrad, there's that laying there. And a little bit later in one of the future cities, there'll just be a GM kind of sticking out of the ground. So what you're saying is we must kill all the humans that inhabit this earth and put a new species here. A new type of human. One that'll be too smart for war. That'll go beyond it. And you're gonna do that by dropping a meteor on to Earth and killing everyone so everyone has to move into space, right? Right? Yeah, I know how this story goes. Yeah, what we want is... Where is he? There is a merchant somewhere around here. There's also a bunch of hidden chests in this place. Like, they're behind cars and shit. Is it this one? Yeah, it's this guy. We can finally buy it. We're gonna buy all 84 of it, so we get a max upgraded Kaempfer. Which, if you haven't got a high Zac or anything else by this point in the game, and you have a couple of extra E-caps, I suggest you get a second one. Because these things are almost as good as a Gundam. So if you put like... And they have high speed. So if you put like Aeon or Gavenger in one, you could actually do a lot of damage. Oh, and one of these places we can steal supplies from. Yeah, look, a lockpick. You know, they didn't lock this door for any reason. That's why we have a lockpick. So we stole their Charge Plus, which makes you charge 2 instead of 1. An E-cap L, which you're supposed to use to get that Kaempfer. I have full E-cap, so it doesn't really matter. But then, them limiting E-caps is just a way to make the game harder. There's no reason for it to be here. Like, early on, getting a bunch of mobile suits wouldn't really matter because you're still pretty much weaker than the enemy, unless you've done what I've already done. And later on, when you get Gundams, you don't get the data for Gundams. They're mostly given to you. Or you only get 50 of a certain data. So there's really no reason to not be able to buy ECAP Ls, besides them making the game a little bit harder. He's either going to get a Dear John or die. I thought that was one of the guys who gives you something for talking to him, but I was wrong. So we're going to go to the other side and go steal some more supplies. Then we're going to leave Fall Dust, go build that Kaempfer. Oh, it's over here. We're going to go build that Kaempfer, and then we're going to go back to Tohai and get that dungeon. And that'll probably be the end of the video. And then after this, I'll go train like 20 levels or something. I'll probably actually train to level 20 because at level 20, I think the main character learns a really useful ability. It's either 20 or 22. But we got some Marside data, got an attack upgrade kit. Just checking. You know, they hid stuff behind tanks in Eisengrad, so I wouldn't be surprised if they did it here too. Oh, and there's surprisingly nothing back here. Oh, never mind. So an ECAP S. Wasn't worth the effort. And the Black Marketeer. Or just... Whoops. It's actually worse than the Gundam Shield, so I'm not going to buy it. Our Machine Gun Kai. We'll actually buy some of those later. Hyper Bazooka. It's the actual Gundam Bazooka. We might get one of those. Beam Rifle, Beam Saber. We already have those. I'll get those later when we have more money. Plus, we don't really need it because Tristan has the Gundam Beam Saber. That's all I use him for. He's not really good at anything but melee. Stat-wise, anyway. You can make him good at anything if you really want. You can even make him good at techniques later on. Because he's a new type. Which, so is Trimi, so is Fritz, so is Aeon. Well, Aeon, it was kind of obvious. She's a bloody enemy, for that matter. We all know it. One of the other characters you get much later in the game's also a new type. I think Resner might also be a new type. I don't remember. Still that lock chest. We'll get those when we can buy lockpicks, but for now we don't need it. And our back is starting to disappear. Kaempfer spikes don't disappear for some reason. So occasionally you'll just run around as a floating spike. That's emulator issues. It's all about draw distance. Which, you might be able to change that in the configure file, or the config files, but I'm too lazy. And I don't mess with shit I don't understand. It's not in Java. Oops. Yeah. And we can build Kaempfer. I just have shit tons of ECAPs because I do. And I feel that it's unnecessary update, so I have the cheat on right now. But it's basically progress limiting because early on you can't get a Gundam. So producing a shit ton of mobile suits doesn't really matter because none of them really help you besides the Zaku 2 special. And that only helps you for a little while. And then later on you don't get a bunch of Gundam data, so it doesn't really matter. But, like, there's no reason for them not to be there. I'll probably edit this out since I've already said that. But, anyway. So it comes with a thruster and a spike. The thruster makes you go faster and gives you some armor. The spike gives you some stuff. Where's Gundam? Where's our Gundam junk? Oh, is it the other one? Oh, wait, do we have two? Oh no, we have a Spike L and a Spike R. So we're gonna just give him that one because we want the Gundam to have 2 spikes, so it actually fits. And 6 armor for more speed and damage. Totally worth it. Usually actually what I do is I take off all the parts. I take off the arms and the legs and give it to the Gundam because more speed, more damage. Or actually, I'm gonna do that. Because why not? And then, personally, 10 speed for 20 HP. Kind of worth it. But I'm not going to do that this time because it looks kind of ridiculous. I'm just gonna leave the Kaempfer with its own legs. And then we're gonna give some Gundam arms. Because why not? One's made by Zeon, one's made by the Federation. Clearly they should work together. There's no reason why they shouldn't. And we're giving her this, I believe. I might change that up a little later, depending on how much she can equip. Yeah, we're gonna keep her with that. Ichi ni Sod. Nope. We need her. We need her with one more weapon. We can't do it. Damn it. I don't know why that flamethrower's there, but I'm assuming it's good. Oh, and we need to give that to Tristan, actually. I'm getting distracted. Oh, wait, that was the Gundam beam rifle. That one's actually useful. But we are getting the rod-type beam gun. Because why not? And it increases our melee, so it's kind of worth it. Though we did trade, whatchamacallit for it. We traded a guard for a weapon. Or for melee, but still. Still worth it. Longer this is going on, the less I can talk. So I'm going to end this very, very soon. And we have 3 weapons. We can equip them. Equip something else. I'll probably optimize these later, because this is just me being stingy. Oh. Let's see, we have the armor. We need a shoulder weapon. Which is the gun cannon, which we can't use. Oh. Well, we're getting rid of that then. Okay, so now she has pretty good damage and good range, so she can use her, she can use her boost later, which we'll probably have to get rid of this and this. Yeah, because they're beam weapons, and the next boss has an eye field. So we're probably going to get rid of those, but we have a good melee weapon. I can really train her right now. Her armor kind of sucks, but it's Kaempfer, what do you expect? They're designed for melee, not for damage. He really needs to be updated, but his melee is really high right now. And yeah, and then we can't really do much about Char. We can't even change his equipment, but we can buy all that crap, so. It's not like he has a Naginata, which the beam Naginata is pretty good, but you get the Zeta Saber really soon after, so it doesn't really matter. And I was going to go to that dungeon, but I'll go there now. Yeah, I was gonna go to that dungeon, but I'll just go there now, and I'll flip to the, or cut to the very end, and then I'll end the video, because you guys have already seen most of that, so there's really no point in having you watch it again. But anyways, you can auto-drive to Tohai. I never noticed that. For the next part of the game, they cut off auto-drive for most places. So I've just learned to not use it very often. And we're back, folks. So basically, I ran all the way up here. Wrong button. Yeah, I just ran all the way up here. Doesn't really matter. So, it's one of these 2 boxes, so I'm assuming the left one. It's always the left one. Yeah, the impact lance. That's what we needed. I believe that's better than what we have right now. Ah, we can't equip it. Damn it. It's much better than what we have right now. Later on, she'll have a substantially better mobile suit, and we can equip her with it, but for now we can't. I didn't actually think that would happen. Oh well. Oops. We want the beam javelin, I believe. Yeah, the beam javelin. Can Tristan equip it? No, he cannot. Yeah, no one can equip it. And that was Aeon anyway. I might get her a Mars Kaempfer. I know what I'm talking about. I might get her a Kaempfer too, just because I have unlimited ECAPs. I'm trying to not abuse that. And at this point, I should be right in the goal of what we should have, ECAP-wise, because we're going to skip some suits later, so that stuff won't matter, and we'll probably double up Balwoo's. But if I do feel like it, I'll get her one too, just because it makes it a lot easier, and her defense already sucks anyway. So giving her Kaempfer isn't that bad of an idea. I prefer to give it to Trini, though, because Trini will do a lot more work with it. And, yeah, or I could give Tristan one, give Aeon the Gundam, and give Gavinger the Hyzak. Though, Gavinger's where Gavinger's at right now, so he can do shoot all on the first turn. But, that'll be the end of this video. If you liked it, you should like it. If you didn't, oh well. This will be back tomorrow this will be back on Friday at 9:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Goodbye.